Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Justin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. This is the first episode or edition, I don't know what to call it, of the also I don't know what to call career series thing. So this is the first Spec Racer Ford race. If you haven't gone back to my channel and watched the Formula V season that came before this, those 7 races, please do. It was great action, a lot of fun. The season ended fantastically on track, not so well with my recordings software. I don't know exactly what happened. I went back through and I tried to figure out what could have gone wrong that corrupted my footage from LimeRock, and I still don't know. I have no idea. So that's really unfortunate, and I wish there was something I could do about it, but I can't. So we're moving on. So we did win the championship. If you haven't gone back and watched that yet, please do. If you're new here, please drop a like and a subscription. Or a subscription. I don't know what I'm talking about. The thing where you can notification bell icon, whatever. Subscribe to this channel. Anyway, so this is it. We are moving on to a new series, a new car that apparently I'm not very good at leaving the pits in. The Spec Racer Ford. This is another kind of club level car, but more about you know, organized racing and not just getting together on like a Saturday or whatever. There's actually series for this and stuff. So this car, in the last year, I don't know exactly when, but fairly recently has had an update. They changed the tire quite a bit. They made the car slightly faster to bring it up to modern Spec Racer Ford standards. It is now sequential, so that's interesting. And if you were missing, there's a big lockup there. If you were missing the Lime Rock Park video from Formula V, if you really wanted to see that, well, this is the exact same layout. So hopefully this is entertaining for all of you. Apparently I just had to do an update on my PC, restart everything, and when that happens, usually the brakes get extremely cold and spongy. I don't know why, if it just resets the parameters for them or what, but so what usually happens is they're just terrible for a little bit. There are a lot of cars in this field, 40 cars, so I'm going to have some frame rate issues, I fear, as we're just stuttering all over the place. I'm going to have to reconsider that for future seasons. It's a lot of cars. But anyways, so I do not have a lot of seat time in this car in years. Actually, at Lime Rock Park, the old Lime Rock Park version, was my first ever road win, believe it or not, for all the success and seat time I've had in the Pontiac and other cars like the Cadillac, the Mazda, the Kia, things like that. This was actually the first one. I don't think I've won another one since then, a single one. I know I haven't done my usual account. I think I might have won one on my alt account at like Watkins Glen or something where everyone else died immediately. That might have been a thing, so. But anyways, I do like the car. I like it a lot more now that it's not so brutally punishing to drive. Yeah, so we're just going to kind of see how this first season goes. I don't really know exactly what to expect. These things draft like crazy just because of the body shape. And there's going to be a big distinction here of how large the field is and whatnot, so. Big lockup for me there in the turn one. We're just going to try to survive this here. We'll figure out the pedals, figure out the car, figure out who's going to be contenders throughout the season, things like that. So, see how we end up here through this. See if we can outbrake some of these guys. Tom Abramatis is in here as an AI. That's kind of cool. I'm old friends with Tom, if you want to call that. Guy I've known for a long time. Actually lives fairly close to me. Very close to me, actually, or used to. Very nice guy. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy crap. Managed not to run him over right there. Come on, Tom, let's get going. So, looks like cold tires are a little bit of a thing. We'll see how we end up. I mean, that's enough practice for me. I don't want to be totally boring. So we'll call that good, and we'll move on to the race trim as soon as I figure out what I can do here with this stuff. Alright, how do we move this to the thing? That's what we want. Anyway, so this setup is just my usual Spec Racer Ford setup. Not going to mess with it. Should be plenty good for 25 minutes. Yeah, we're just going to kind of roll with this. So it looks like we're faster than a lot of cars. Not all of them. Not everybody ran, but we'll see how good the fast cars are, and we'll see how good I end up being. So that's half the battle there, I guess, is fitting into that group. So let's make sure everything is running nice. Yes, perfect. Okay. Recording very nicely. Probably not allowed for tire warming purposes or anything, but I think this is also 7 races, and it's a similar calendar to what we ran in the Formula V. So that'll be good for track recognition, not getting too lost, although obviously this is a totally different car, so it's going to be a learning curve in that regard. But first lap was brutal, cold tires, so we're going to see how good we are in Q here. We might not be very good at all. Of course, I'm not very good at all in these type of cars, so there's no Pontiac on this schedule. The road to the thing, that should have been the top series. That would have been funny if you go from like LMP1 to Pontiac Solstice as the world. That would have been hilarious, but no, nonetheless. So we'll see what we got here as far as pace. No idea what my true flat-out pace is going to end up being here, but we'll see what we can do. Put something together and be okay. So again, just one lap queue and slightly longer races, 20-minute races. This is going to be a little bit longer video, maybe 30 minutes or so. I don't know why I'm lifting this thing. It's sequential now, Justin. Alright. This car used to have incredible power off oversteer. I mean, if you were just got in the corner and there was no power on, you'd spin out like completely. And power on understeer was crazy as well, so it's a little better handling now. The new tires helped somewhat. Just about keeping it on track there. See if we can get in here nicer if we're going to have a big lockup. A little bit of a lockup, nothing too crazy. Just trying to get a lap in here, and we'll kind of play it by ear when we get to the race, see how it goes. So there's going to be a big draft effect here, so if we can keep in the lead pack, we'll be okay. Flirting with the 1x off track there, or at least a slowdown penalty, but didn't pick one up, so that's good. It really does help this last corner that we have the chicane, so we can go flat through there. We don't have to worry about a lift or anything. We're going to be plenty slow enough to get through there. Decent lap, faster than we ran in practice for sure. Good, maybe that'll put us up towards the front. We might actually be on the pole. I guess we are, so that's great. That's a great start. Wasn't really expecting that. Some of these guys are very, very AI talented, let's say, so that's great. That's a great start to the season. I didn't expect to have that kind of pace, actually. I hope we would be up in the top 5, but certainly in single digits, but I guess we're starting up front, so that's good. Let's check and make sure here that where's Dale Jr. at? He's way down the order. Good grief, he's like 3rd to last. Okay. Anyways, so 20-minute race, like I said. Shouldn't need a pit stop or anything. We got plenty of fuel. 20 minutes around here at this pace is probably going to be about 20 laps, maybe 19 laps. So should be all set to go. Try to get a little tire heat here on this warm-up lap, this pace lap, and then will be the control car to fire off. So a lot different than how it went in the Formula V. We were kind of in the danger zone there in the Formula V. And yes, if we have some issues here with graphics, I will just tone the cars down a little bit. We'll go to like 30 car fields. I'll just edit the sessions or something. I don't know exactly what the plan will be. I'm hoping that'll be okay, but 40 cars is a ton of cars, so if we have to shorten the fields up a little bit, I'll just do that. That'd be better to have a few less cars at the tail end than, you know, ridiculous graphics the whole time. So we'll see how it plays out, see how it goes. I mean, this is a newer track, so it's probably going to be a little bit of one of the more demanding tracks on the PC, but at the same time, it's also a very small track and a basic track. It doesn't have a whole lot of like weird scenery stuff, so we'll see what we end up with here. That's sharp if you have to stay off of somebody there. That's a stupidly sharp corner. Field refuses to catch up. It's perfectly my right to be up on the pace car if they don't catch up. Tough rocks. Still number 64. We never change the default numbers because I don't race league races or anything like that anymore. Hosted races even, so. This is what we got. Let's see if they even catch up by the green flag here. Looks like the leaders will. Let's see if they spread out in the tail end of the pack. Pretty even start there. Good roll. We're about 15 miles an hour, maybe 20 miles an hour slow at start finish. Roll off in there real light. Same issue we had in the Formula V, guys trying to roll around the outside of turn 1. That time we were able to protect and make it work, though. Kevin's going to get by Steve behind us for second spot. See how much we swing out here. Go. I definitely, like I said, partially because I have some seat time in this car, although very limited, but I actually fairly like this car. I hate the Formula V, so. A little bit conservative here on this opening lap. Get some tire heat, try to get those pedals dialed in a little bit, like I said, after I had to update my PC. Just try to make some nice smooth laps here. All right, we've gotten away just a little bit and do a little more tire warming here on the straight. 7/10 gap, so they're not just going to suck up on us down the front stretch, so that's good. All right, looks like we kind of got a two-car battle here already. We've dropped Steve and David just a little bit on the tow range, and battling with each other, that'll really help us open things up at the front. Kevin thought about taking that one on the inside there into the chicane, thought better of it. That would have been a little hairy to try to go too wide in there, especially at this point of the race when I wasn't in there particularly deep. Only bad things can happen there, so. I'm glad the AI have a little bit of intuition when it comes to that, because it can be really hairy. Turned in a little too early there. I was looking at the relative, real slick. Didn't really gain anything on the guys back that time other than 3rd and 4th and 5th and so on. Kind of hacked up a little bit, so we actually made time on everybody else, but Kevin's still hanging in there. I guess we'll see who ends up being the dominant car throughout the season, like Tony was previously. So like I said, a little bit different schedule. We do go to Sebring, we do go to Summit Point, but a lot of similar tracks. We go to the bigger Tsukuba, but we'll see some similar tracks like this one on the schedule, and no real prominent big tracks yet on this type of schedule, so still kind of a club series a little bit. He's hanging on tough. We're making decent time from everybody else, which is good. Still just a two-car race here. We are going to catch plenty of traffic in 20 minutes here. Still 16 and a half and some change minutes to go. Already within half a lap of some of that traffic, so definitely going to be a factor like it would be in real life. Completely varying skill levels among the field in a club type series like this, so you're going to have some really experienced fast guys and some guys running towards the back there brand new, which is perfectly fine. Of course, with 40 cars, that provides a huge spread. As always, thanks everybody for stopping by. If you haven't already, drop a like down below, a comment for anything you'd like to see from this channel, and hit the subscribe button. I can never remember exactly what it's called. Subscribe button and the bell notification to make sure you never miss any of these videos from the Spec Racer 4th season or any subsequent seasons or anything else I might post. I apologize, as always, for my microphone if it is not any better today. It's such a hit and miss thing. It's so varied and so random. I've almost kind of given up on trying to fix it or tweak it or anything, because there's no rhyme or reason to why it's gonna be weird. So just kind of a thing. Good lap there, 4 dead. A little bit wide right there. I was really trying to push for a good lap because turn 1 was really good. Paid for it. Slight mistake. We're still doing okay. Still a big gap back, 4 seconds plus to Steve and David back in 3rd and 4th. So we're just kind of slightly pulling Kevin along with us here in the tow train. So see if we can at some point drop him off of that and start to make a little bit of gap. Again, a little bit deep in turn 1, we're going to be off track. Just trying too hard. I was trying really hard now that the tires are in a nice window. Try to try to get a really nice lap. I want to get into the 3s, but we're going to have to, if we catch traffic, at least get in the 3s, and we're going to have to see if we can run back down for the lead. Makes it a little more fun. We lost almost all that gap we had back to the guys behind, but should still be able to pull away and run okay. Feel good about our pace, especially if we can ever pick up a little bit of draft or some traffic or anything. We should be okay. That was silly. But that's why we do this. It'd be really boring if I just led the whole thing, wouldn't it? So I was trying hard. The traffic will play a factor. Some of these corners can be really hard to get through the traffic, both for the AI, obviously, and even myself. So we'll see how that all shakes out. Locked the rear tires there on entry. That was really not good. It's a slight mistake. I was just trying to get in a little bit too hard and missed my downshift turn in point and locked the rear tires, and that was just stupid. I don't know why I'm trying so hard. We have plenty of pace, but now we're gonna really struggle. We got the rear tires heated up now. Now we're in trouble. Once you get the rear tires heated up and sliding a little bit, you're in a lot of trouble. So we've been dumped all the way down to 10th place now. If we can even get back to 2nd, that's 8 seconds ahead of us. Definitely heated up the tires is not good. Slid those pretty good. Disaster of a couple 2 laps here. I didn't even think I went in there that hard, but when your tires get hot and you start sliding like that, then you're really in trouble. And they're cooked right now. We're in trouble. Sliding all over the place. They're not happy at all, so we're not going to win this race. We just got to rebound a little bit. Again, hopefully we get some traffic that comes into play a little bit. But we're definitely in trouble now because we're not going to be able to push with the tire where we have at this point 3 big slides. Yeah, I can't even get the thing stopped. Not good. Nah, we're not doing that. Slow down. Screw that. They give us a black flag. We'll just clear it. I don't care. Man, I don't know what's gotten into me here. This is just brutally bad. 15 seconds. We gotta get to 2nd place. It's gonna be hard when I can't even get in the corner or get the car stopped, really. Really not good. Really hard. Car definitely wants to slide under braking now. Big time. Just little mistakes. There's a crash back behind us, it looks like, back at 15th. Just little mistakes that should not be happening, and they're really, really going to cost us big here in this first race. We need to try to rebound as much as we can, obviously. With only 6 more races after this, it's going to be hard to make up, 13 points or whatever we may lose here. Yeah. Just not happy car now. We just did too much sliding around. Really a struggle. Traffic will probably help us quite a bit, but we can only get so far up to the field here. Trying really hard here, really hustling hard. A lot of traffic up ahead still. Just everywhere traffic cars, so should really help us. If we can get through it, of course it'll help us. If we can't, we're going to be in trouble. It's very, very heavy right now. We're going to have a big run here down the front stretch. There we go. Get a couple of easier ones there. Good passes. That was important. Didn't spend any time behind those guys that we didn't have to. Caught them in a good spot. I mean, look at all the traffic. Holy cow. Tons and tons of cars. Obviously, contact, as always, would be really not ideal right now, but thought we had another spinner there, but just a stack up. We're only about 7 seconds, 6 or 7 seconds behind second place right now, but look at all the cars we gotta go through yet. Little awkward one right there around the outside of like a chicane, but still made it okay. Six seconds, less than up to the second place guys, so weren't close enough there to take that one. Looks like there's been some sort of issue over there. Make that pass nice. A little bit of a protect there from Ian. See if we can get him right here. Force our way up the inside there, make the space. Even Kevin, I guess, is only less than 10 seconds up ahead. Gotta take this spot here, a little contact, but no harm. Just a tap. We have to hustle. Another outside pass there as we're going by Tom again. I think again, he probably just passed us back when we spun out. No, that was in practice. I don't know what I'm talking about. Really, genuinely, I'm not an idiot, I promise. 6 seconds up to second place here, so we're not out of it yet. Just trying to be really sensitive here. Big out braking there. Get through that one nicely. Maybe we can have a run on Lisa up the hill. A little bit of traffic calamity there with Grant, really going to hurt us, but should still be able to get a nice run here. You can push in these cars pretty effectively. We're not in the mood to push. We're going to go. Jimmy Broadbent. I think he used to race this car quite a bit, maybe not anymore. Get through him before the turn in there, that's important. Spec, I mean, he's running 27, so he's only like a third of the way back through the pack and struggling like that. That's incredible. All right. Doing okay. We still got 3 or 4 laps left here. Probably 3, but maybe 4. We'll see. No slowdown there. We did pick up the instant point, but no slowdown. Interesting. Fine by me. Kind of hang up and see where those front cars are at. I can just barely see them up there. That's second place, so. Getting up to third even would be important, because then we're only, 2 wins, obviously, if dude finishes second from tying back for the points lead. I think we have decent pace. Just gotta limit the mistakes, apparently. This is another very, very tricky car to drive, especially drive quickly. Force our way in there, make a hole, a little bit of contact. Should be able to take this one on entry up here. Almost spun out there on transition, but we're okay. Not a great corner there for Steve Myers. We put him in a bad spot, and David followed us through. Should be able to get Neil down the front stretch with a big draft. Gonna protect. Probably 3 laps left. We do have time. Big lockup of the front tires there. Gonna dump us right back down the order. Trying too hard. I knew I had to get in there hard and try to get around them. We were going to be stuck out there, but locked the fronts a little bit. We're still not out of it yet. We can still get back to certainly the 4th. He's right up there, even in 2 laps. 3rd's going to be tough. He's 5 or 6 seconds up the road now. Draft is so powerful, any amount of traffic can really hold someone up, and you can suck up a big distance. So. Just another mistake trying hard, though. At least that time we didn't pay too much for it. Brakes sticking again, per usual. Just lovely. Did really hurt us through there that time. 2 laps left. Battle for 4th up there. They even run 1 corner side by side. That'll really help us. Neil's able to hold on. That's definitely going to really help. Yeah, good exit there. Try to take this place up here. Able to make it work. Still brakes sticking. That's just fantastic. I hate these pedals. I really do. They're just terrible. All right, we're gonna have 1 lap. We're gonna have to pass 2 cars. It looks like. Oh, unless we spin out. Okay. God, the free tires are just toasted. It has not been a good race, to say the very least. We have about 5 spins now. Has not gone very well, according to plan. See if we can get Kevin. I doubt it unless we have a really nice lap. It's been a struggle. We've just had too many mistakes. It's a difficult car. We've had traffic and just too many mistakes on my part. I know this is obviously a tricky car to drive. All these things, but it's not an excuse for the mistakes that we've had here. Unfortunately, self-inflicted and really costly. Yeah, we could have been certainly winning the race, if not, a big gap, second or third easily, even just with one less mistake. So definitely moving on. Again, a tricky track as well with the way the corners are laid out, but it's not going to get any easier as we go. So could be a little bit of a mess. But that same thing happened in the Formula V at Oran Park. Struggled mightily. Didn't run very well, a lot of crashes, and we were able to come back strong and win the next race. So that's going to be the hope. All right, wrap this one up. It's going to be 8th place. Just needed that one more lap. We finally broke into the threes, of course, on that last lap, 103.7 with some tow. So of little consolation, of course. We're going to drop about 7 points on the front runners. That's not great. But that's racing, I guess. So I guess we move on. Yeah. a lot of issues, a lot of mistakes from me there. Just nothing really going quite right. We started out great. I guess we ended great. Our last lap was pretty darn good. But not what I wanted, obviously. So, so obviously pretty straightforward. We're going to be 8th in the points. Yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye. I hope Kevin and Dean have a couple of issues and we can claw back some points and then we should be okay. But that's how these things go. So it's race 1 in the books. Clicked the wrong thing right there, but we will be not right back. This is it for the episode. Yeah. Raw speed, 8th in the finishing order, blah, blah, blah. Fell 7 positions, yeah. We did have good speed, so we're just, 7 points back. 6 events to go, so we'll see. We're going to have to run really well, at least in this next race, and see what happens. But I appreciate everybody so much. Drop a like and a subscription if you haven't already. Thanks for all the support. Be sure to check out the upcoming race at I don't even know where. We'll check it out right now. Next up is Okayama Short. So another familiar track that we've been to already in our career. So that's what's up next. Thanks so much, everybody. And until next time, bye.